hardest things that came out during the pandemic was everything being closed. It was a struggle for everybody. It also was a struggle for mostly every business around the world. It was also a struggle for one of the businesses being movie theaters, as some of them are permanently closed for good. Because of this, the business model has completely changed on how to sell movies. Now and still, movies are being put on video on demand or a streaming service at the comfort of your home. According to a recent study from Variety magazine, a whopping 70% of audiences prefer to see new movies at home than the 13% who like to go out to movie theaters. Although the pandemic is slowly declining with the vaccines finally coming out, I believe the movie industry should not stay with this new business model. Today, I'm going to be sharing why most movies should absolutely be viewed on a big screen, as it is the best way to get the proper experience out of a film than watching it at the comfort of your home. I'm not saying that you should not view anything ever again at home. I'm saying that seeing a movie at home won't be the same thing or as memorable compared to going out. Today, I will be walking through and showcasing why we all should stick with watching the latest movies at the cinemas together to form a collective experience. To start off, we have to know why some movies are formatted in a specific way. The famous filmmaker, David Lynch, has once said that you can never get the proper viewing experience while watching a movie on a phone. This is because most filmmakers that love what they do for a living care about how you view a movie. Movies that show scale, scope, and dynamics without exposition help create the cinematic viewing experience. That is why passionate filmmakers like Christopher Nolan shoot most of his movies entirely with IMAX cameras. With an IMAX camera, you see more of the image of the movie compared to the standard aspect ratio. Christopher Nolan calls watching a movie in IMAX combined with a 70mm film print version of visceral experience. He describes it as virtual reality without the goggles. I mean, that sounds pretty cool to me. I don't think you can really get that at home. And most movies back in the day were also shot on film, which means you see more of the image. Always take note when a movie is filmed in a different aspect ratio, as it might enhance your next viewing experience. But most of you could probably care less about that if that same movie is playing at home, as you don't have to go anywhere. It's cheaper that way, right? I mean, the movie's right in front of you, you just watch it. And while that may be true, especially when you're with a huge family, you'd probably be missing out big time. However, your home theater can still be pretty rad, maybe better than an average theater. If your setups are similar to these, with giant TVs, surround sound speakers, most of them 4K now, being the most updated quality. However, not everybody has these setups. And to get these setups, you would have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to try to emulate a movie theater right at your household. Might as well just go to the movie theater and pay for a movie theater ticket, because mostly all movie theaters have that proper setup already. Also, another thing to bring up, every streaming service needs internet to view a new movie. If you don't have internet, how else are you going to watch the latest movie? But I also understand the complaints people have when they go out to movie theaters. Sometimes someone can be very disruptive, and sometimes they're on their phones. And other times, just the projection and the lights in the theater may not be working. Because trust me, I've been there. However, you will miss out on the incredible experiences if you haven't gone out to a draft house or a film festival. From what I've heard, they are extremely strict when it comes to disruptive behavior and film policies, as everyone there values each other's experiences as everybody is collectively coming together. That's still something I really want to do on my bucket list. Attend one of these film festivals and hopefully go to the Alamo Draft House sometime. Because there is nothing like going out in an environment filled with people sharing or contrasting the emotions while viewing a movie. You could only really do that when you go out to the theaters. We always seek out connection as human beings, even though we don't always like to admit it. Filmmakers like Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve have spoken out against the HBO Max deal. The deal allows subscribers to watch new movies premiering at home while also being in theaters at the same time. This is mainly due to the fact that the movies being made from these filmmakers had a theater-going experience in mind instead of viewing it from home. It's still being debated if the new Dune film, directed by Denis Villeneuve, will premiere on the streaming service or in theaters first. It's a big deal in particular with this film, specifically because it is already being compared to as the next big epic, being called The Lord of the Rings in Space. Denis Villeneuve says, quote, "The movie-going experience is like no other. In those darkened theaters, films capture our history, educate us, fuel our imagination, and lift and inspire our collective spirit. It is our legacy." Christopher Nolan also brings up, the hardest hit right now are workers from businesses such as movie theaters, whose entire appeal is based on humanity's greatest instinct. And the one to turn against us, which makes the situation so damn hard, is the desire to be together. Maybe, like me, you thought you were going to the movies for surround sound, or goobers, or soda and popcorn, or movie stars. But we weren't. We were there for each other. End quote. Now, time to wrap things up. In summary, I want you to remember these facts. Certain movies are formatted in a way to be seen in theaters instead of a television set. The best home theater setups are extremely expensive, and movie theaters are designed to be seen by hundreds of people, as theaters contain rows and rows of seats. Whether you love watching movies at home more than going out, we all seek connection. With the success just recently with Godzilla vs. Kong being the highest grossing movie during the pandemic, there is still hope. Hope that people are finally seeking out again, and most importantly, safely. Even if the movie is bad, I will never forget the experiences I've had going out as a moviegoer. I have started collecting movie tickets since 2015, as I remembered exactly what happened that day and which movie theater I sat in. Like I said, good or bad, it will always bring me back to those precious memories, which at the end of the day shapes us all as people. I don't think that the same effect applies when we stay indoors. I don't want places to still be closed and shut down permanently. I want all of us to hopefully come back together and see each other once again, and hopefully at the movies.